Welcome to episode 2. Don't start clapping yet, Jordan. Of Down to the Studs, my podcast, me being Brett Stein of Stein Realty Group, real estate agent. But again, this is not a real estate podcast. This is a people podcast. And we've got a very special guest today, a very special person. You know, they say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. And we have the Breakfast Queen with us. And we're going to have a breakfast of champions with the Breakfast Pantry Queen, Jordan Kruger, Jay Krugs. How was that intro for you?
That was insane.
That was great?
Yeah.
Listen, I know you're nervous. Is this
Thank
your
you
first?
for having me.
Is this your first ever
This
podcast?
is my first podcast, and I'm very camera shy.
And I am beyond excited because I've known you for, I don't know, almost 20 years now. Since kindergarten. My first crush.
Yeah.
My first crush, Jay Krugs. And I do want to break the ice because I know you're nervous. So we're going to start with a bottle of champagne. I'm going to try not to pop your eye out. Like, honestly, I might. Oh, God. There we go.
Woo!
Because what is a breakfast podcast without mimosas? I am the host.
Thank you.
Serving you a mimosa.
In a wine glass.
In a wine glass because we don't have fancy mimosa glasses. So I'm going to
Thank
pour
you,
a little bit for you. Jordan, while I'm pouring, tell us a little bit about this biz you got going on, this big biz, Breakfast Pantry. What do you guys do? Tell me about it.
All right. So, I started the Breakfast Pantry about a year and a half ago. We're an online store for sort of everything involved in helping you start your day feeling good. So primarily breakfast products, all of which are organic and plant-based, but then we also have a lot of self-care items and lifestyle items, everything that you'd incorporate into your day and just start your morning feeling really good.
Well, that's, I've always thought that was so cool because I remember going back, I remember sitting down for tea with you and because that's what you drink tea. Tell me when to stop.
That's good.
Okay. And you told me about this idea. And, going back in time before that, you were running an Instagram account called Totally Oats.
Yeah.
Tell us how you started that and how you kind of evolved that into your business.
Okay, well, it sounds like so weird, but I just loved breakfast. So sort of for fun, I wasn't interested in going into the food industry. You didn't cheers. Jesus.
Cheers. Sorry, bad
So I was actually in school for fashion, totally unrelated to food, but I loved breakfast. I loved creativity, and I was kind of exploring photography. And for fun one day, I decided to create an Instagram account, and I called it Totally Oats, and I literally just took photos.
A great name.
I just took photos of my oatmeal bowls and started posting them on Instagram. And I did that for fun for 4 years, no intention for it to be anything other than just an Instagram for fun. And it developed a decent following just organically because
how many followers
interested.
At its peak? How many followers did you have on that account while it was still Totally Oats?
Well, right before I sort of transitioned it into my Breakfast Pantry account, I had about 9,000 followers on it.
Wow.
So, which was nice because it gave me just a platform when I launched Breakfast Pantry. I already had some loyal followers that were really interested in what I was doing.
Right. And you mentioned fashion school.
Yeah.
I remember because it was the same time that I went away to school to follow a pipe dream to play football. You were at FIT.
You were the star quarterback.
I was the mediocre star quarterback. And but I was away at the University of Puget Sound and you were at FIT. And what happened? Because you were there for 1 year.
No, 6 months.
6 months. Okay, even better.
Thank you. So in high school, for some reason, I just thought I wanted to go into fashion so badly. I think I didn't fully know what I wanted to do. I loved creativity.
Which I can't believe because what is that green sweater? Oh my God. I'm just kidding.
Okay, next.
Go ahead. Tell us. You wanted to go into fashion. You love fashion.
Yeah, I wanted to go into fashion, and I just decided my dream was to go to New York to the Fashion Institute of Technology. So I applied. I got in. I was so excited. This is my dream coming true. I went there, and I literally cried my way home for 6 months. I'm such a homebody, and I was so homesick. All my friends, I mean, you experienced it too. All of our friends were primarily like at Western University together, having the best time. And I was suddenly
Right.
alone in a new city, like 16 years old. And I sort of started questioning, like, do I even care about fashion as much as these other people do here? I really didn't want to be away. I was so homesick. And so I stuck it out for a semester to get some credits.
Really stuck it out.
Yeah, I think I called you crying a
Yeah.
few times probably. And then I came home and I never looked back. I was so happy the second I came back.
Were you nervous? I mean, like I know when I came back, like, I was only there for 1 year as well.
Yeah.
And
You
when
don't
I
have
came
to brag
back,
about the fact
yeah,
that you made it a year.
made it another semester further than you. But I was kind of like at a crossroads. Like,
Right.
I mean, we were young. Like, I didn't really care that much,
Yeah.
but I was a little bit concerned with what I was going to end up doing,
Right.
who I was going to be, what I was going to do for work, how I was going to make a living. Um, did you have a plan at all when you came back?
Well, yeah. So one of my options prior to going to New York was Ryerson. Like they had an amazing fashion program that I'd apply to. So my plan was, okay, I'll leave FIT. I'll come home. I'll reapply to Ryerson for the following year. I'll work for a few months until then, and then I'll just start over 4-year fashion communication program at Ryerson. So I mean, aside from feeling kind of guilty that I like chose to leave or feeling kind of like I quit, other like I had a plan. I didn't feel like lost or anything.
And you finished that program?
Yeah, and then I finished my 4-year program at Ryerson University, which I loved, but sort of during that I assured myself like I don't want to go into fashion.
Right.
And so after that, I ended up doing a year-long food media program at Centennial College. And
I remember that.
Yeah. That's where the Breakfast Pantry started.
No, awesome. And I mean, like, I've never been a school guy.
Yeah.
I've always just not been a fan.
You were the class clown.
But I think a clown, I guess.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that school does really well, like you said, is it kind of shows you what you maybe don't want to do, right? But I feel like, and not to get too deep into this, but I feel like a lot of people go to school and they go into a program, and when they finish, even though maybe they did discover that they didn't like it, they still think that they have to continue it.
Right.
And they have to continue that. Well, I did 4 years. That's 4 years of my life. I'm 22 years old. I have to go into that field and see where it takes me. Whereas someone like yourself, you're like, you did 6 months at FIT, went all the way to New York, came all the way back, did what, a 4-year program at Ryerson. So it took you 4.5 years to realize that this wasn't for you.
Yeah.
And you switched completely from fashion to food.
Right.
Which is very commendable, honestly,
Thanks.
because it takes guts
Yeah.
to, do something like that and to say that you don't like something.
Right.
So, and I think, and that's why you are where you are now, obviously on the greatest podcast in the world, sitting here drinking mimosas with me, because you have, I guess you've always had kind of an entrepreneurial heart, an entrepreneurial brain, and that's super, super cool. So now we finished the program at Seneca. You start Centennial.
Yeah.
We start Totally Oats during that time period.
During school at Ryerson.
Okay. And at what point were you like, okay, this can be a business. We can do something here.
So we had in one of my classes at Centennial, we had like a school project that was kind of ongoing for the whole year. We had to create an idea for a food business concept. It could be anything relating to the food industry. And we kind of had to develop a business plan, a financial plan, marketing, all those areas as part of the school project. And so it kind of came to me quickly. Like I loved breakfast. I loved plant-based eating. I was into health and wellness. So I sort of combined those. I literally remember sitting in class and they were like, okay, you have to think of your idea now. And I was like, a website for breakfast and pantry products. Yeah, that's it. Like I just kind of thought of it in class. And then I was like, wait, I love that. And so like a lot of the kids didn't really put that much work into the project. I was like the biggest teacher's pet, and I like worked so hard on this project. I like became obsessed with it, and I just put like everything into it and knew the second I was done school, this is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to bring this school project to life. And like from the moment I graduated, I spent almost a year working full time, like developing every part of it, the website, getting all the products on board, like every aspect, and launched it a year later.
That's awesome. And that's kind of what I want this podcast to be about, is I want to have people on and, you see what you are now.
Mm-hmm.
You see how awesome, the website is. You have a storefront now, which is so cool, which we will get into and we will talk about. But the journey, the process, like it's like you said, it started off just like, writing a movie, you write a storyline, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have the basic plot. I feel like the reason why you worked so hard on that podcast was because you probably realized, like, holy fuck, this can actually be real.
Yeah.
I can actually do this.
Yeah.
But then there's an idea and you need to launch it, right? So you had to do all the back. Did you do all that stuff by yourself? Did you have people helping you out?
I did it all by myself. When I first thought of it, the hardest part for me was like, wait, how do you make a website? Like that seemed impossible. And so
And how do you get products? Like,
again, Steve, I was just like, I don't understand. Like, how do you get products? So I remember sitting in my living room, literally just like pulling up emails from like every brand I was interested in carrying and just sending an email to all of them, thinking like they're not going to respond to me. Like they're going to be like, who is this? Like they're not going to take me seriously. And some brands didn't. Some of them didn't respond. Some of them were like, we have to see a website up and running. And some of them were amazing. And we're like, we love this idea and we want to be a part of it. And so yeah, it was honestly just figuring it out as I went. Like same with developing the website, watching endless YouTube videos, like exploring a Shopify app myself, which is such an amazing platform, and just kind of figuring it out as I went along.
right.
Like I feel like nothing can, like school, nothing can prepare you for starting your own business. Like you're just going to figure it out as you go, which
Right.
too, obviously. Like you didn't go to school for real estate, but
Yeah.
you just figured it out as
A
you
lot
went
of
along.
mistakes. A lot, like I know for me personally, it's a lot of mistakes. It's, I'm basically in year 4 now of real estate, and it's just 4 years of mistakes.
Right.
And luckily not 4 years of mistakes that have, caused any
Right.
damage to clients
Yeah.
or but little mistakes that
So,
you can
yeah,
learn
of
from, little
course.
opportunities and things that
That's the only way to learn.
100%. So, going forward, I know you, like I said, you've got now a store.
Yeah.
So like there's been constant growth.
Mhm.
And a lot of people who start small businesses
Yeah.
want to keep them small.
Right.
Do you have bigger
Well, it's
ideas?
scary sort of once it starts growing and you feel like you're losing control of certain aspects. It is like it gets a bit scary and it's like, okay, I can only grow it so much with like my current team. Like right now I'm doing the job of 10 people and then I have my mom who's like the most amazing person ever and Stace. Cheers to Stace. She's in the office every day packing orders. I have my sister who's now managing the storefront and she helps with a ton of stuff. So like I'm trying to grow it as much as I can with our 3-person team, but I think we're going to have to bring more people on in the new year if we really want to continue building it because it's already just like it's too much for 3 people.
Right. And so you're in Stacked Market.
Mhm.
If you've never been to Stacked Market, go. It is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, good food, good snacks, good drinks, music.
It's fun for the holiday time. Like there's holiday markets every weekend now until Christmas if you need Christmas gifts. Different like live music events, an amazing brewery. It's lots of fun.
And there are different pop-ups that
Yeah.
pop open, and they're literally in like storage
Shipping
containers.
yeah.
But you are not a pop-up. You are hopefully there for the long
Yes,
haul, right?
yes.
So tell us kind of how you got that lease
Right.
and to where you are now.
So I live like 2 minutes away from Stacked. So I'm always walking my dog every day and I'd always walk through Stacked Market. And I was like, this is such a cool space. Like I love it in here. It's so fun. And in the back of my mind, I also always loved the idea of like a small storefront, like nothing huge, just like a small storefront to give people a taste of kind of what we have. And I saw an empty container in Stacked and it was in such a great spot too. And I thought, I'm just going to email them like maybe this container is meant to be mine. And so I sent them an email and about a week later I heard back from someone to schedule a call and she was like, come on in and see it. So I went in and within like 2 weeks of reaching out, the container was mine. Like they said, it's available. We think you'd be a great fit. If you want it, it's yours. And so it was like, it happened so quick.
And you vlogged it. right? You vlogged everything.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
your place in Stack Market, you have to go.
Thanks.
It is gorgeous. Like compared to
Thank
some of the
you.
other places, like you see some other bigger companies, you're like, yeah, okay, I guess they hired people to do all this.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, correct me if I'm wrong, you, your sister, and your mom
We
literally were
did
like,
it. So we literally, yeah, we got it. So we wanted to open the store October 1st. So I negotiated that we needed it 6 days in advance to get it set up. And so we literally went in, we were like, okay, we have to do this on a budget. We need to spend as little as possible, but just like give this place a makeover. So yeah, we vlogged it and we did everything.
what's the YouTube? Give us the YouTube channel.
No, it's on Instagram.
Oh, it's on
It's
Instagram.
like a little
It's
mini
vlogged on
Instagram
okay.
blog, Breakfast Pantry.
Awesome.
Yeah, we did. My mom is super handy. Like I would not know how to do this stuff without her. She knew how to lay hardwood floors, to install a light fixture, to like do some painting, install like shelves, everything. So it was so fun. We did it together. We worked like 23 hours a day for 5 days and had the best time, and we did it. We made it happen.
And so this is the first time that, because you've always been online,
yeah,
and you've always had an Instagram following, this is the first time that your loyal Instagram following have been able to actually come and see you and meet
I'm
you.
I'm smiling big because it was so
see
fun
how
when they
weird
came.
you are.
I know,
right?
It was so cute. Like when the first weekend we opened, we had so many people from Instagram come, which I wasn't expecting, and they were like, "Hi, like, are you Jordan? Are you Aaron? I've been following you guys. Like, are you the store manager? You're Jordan." It was so cute, and we were so excited when someone from Instagram came. Like, I wasn't expecting that, but people actually were watching our little like vlogs, and it really brought them into the store, which was so sweet.
Yeah.
Like I love meeting customers. Like I've become friends with a lot of them. Like we talk on Instagram and they send me emails and like just check in, and they're so nice. So it like makes me so happy when an online customer comes into the store and introduces themselves.
Yeah, and that's awesome. And I mean, like I know that a lot of, these motivational speakers and some people that a lot of people watch, like I know no one likes to shout out, but Gary Vee talks a lot about engaging with your customers.
You showed me him.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I'm not a big fan, but I take a little bit from everyone, and different things resonate with me. And one thing that he says that resonates with me is to engage with your customers, is to respond to comments, DM people who start like, when someone new follows me on Instagram, or like, I got a client way back in the day from a husband and wife followed me on Instagram, and I was like, okay, that's strange. Out of nowhere, out of the blue. So I DM'd both of them, be like, hey guys, thanks so much for the follow. And that started a relationship, and that turned into a client and turned into a deal.
Yeah. You're really great at that though. Like you're really great at building relationships with those clients. I think that's why you do
obviously
so well.
You are unbelievable at it too. You've got fans. You've got real fans coming up to your
they're not
storefront.
Fans, but they're customers.
And I mean, I feel like you have a lot of repeat business. Like
we have a lot of repeat business, which is really nice. Because they're products that people end up really liking and they want to keep using every day. So that's great. And
it relates. I mean, everything at the end of the day relates to real estate, because I moved into this house and I didn't have a thing in it. So who did I call? I called the Breakfast Pantry. And you came here. You set me up with awesome jars, candles, spices. You filled out my entire pantry, and that's a huge burden on a lot of people moving for the first time. Is they walk into an open space, they're like, okay, I got my couch, I got my TV, I got my table, but what am I going to eat for breakfast?
That's true. And you don't really feel at home until you're like cooking in your own home and you actually like have food and you're eating in it. So I feel, our businesses actually really go hand in hand, because Breakfast Pantry is great for new home buyers.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So we're going to take a quick break. Okay. We're going to have some tea. And maybe some oats. And we're going to talk a little bit more about...
You're making me oats?
Yeah, no, you'll make me oats.
No, I brought us granola.
Okay, perfect. So let's
I'm not
have some of
making
that.
oats right now. I'm sorry.
Let's have some of that. Do a quick cut. Don't break the equipment. And we'll get right back. And we are back from the first ever break at the Down to the Studs podcast, because our little princess Jordan needed to empty out the mimosas and have some tea. Cheers.
Obviously.
And thank you for the tea, as you supplied it to me.
Thank you. Thank you for letting me have a break.
No problem.
You're a lot. I need you in doses.
So, and we've got some cool stuff here, because I wanted to talk a little bit more about what you're doing now, what cool things you're doing, because it started with breakfast, but for some reason we've got a candle in front of us, and I'm pretty sure you don't eat candles for breakfast.
You could technically eat it. It's
You
made
could.
of soy wax.
You could. I'm sure you could. I would. I have tried mine, actually. It's delicious. But we are going to light this thing.
Yeah.
And, tell us about how you kind of jumped a little bit from breakfast and foods. Oh, it's delicious.
Thank you.
Because I guess this goes with like health and wellness.
Well, yeah, I wanted the breakfast pantry to be sort of everything that helps you start your day feeling good. So like one of my favorite morning rituals is lighting a candle and sitting and having my tea and my breakfast. It just calms me down during the day. So my canisters have been one of my most popular products since I launched, and therefore organizing all the products on the site and
I have them. Like, I've got all my nuts in them. Yeah. I've got my little teas in them. These canisters are unbelievable. And
Thank you. So they've been a hit. So I created candles in the canisters. So you have it as a candle for however long it lasts you. And then afterwards, you can clean it out and you have a canister for your pantry.
And you can put your nuts and your grains and your oats.
Yeah.
And all, so it all ties in.
Yeah.
And it's unreal. And I know
they're launching tonight.
I've never launching tonight.
Yeah.
Wow. I better get. And is this my candle?
Yeah. I'm leaving that one for you. Obviously.
God, that's so nice.
I'll send you the invoice after.
Okay. No. I have never been a candle guy myself, but meanwhile, like now that I'm in my own home, and you're getting ready to watch a movie or to watch a show, and you just want to kind of create that little, even if it's just for myself. Like I honestly am finding myself lighting candles just here alone.
They just make you feel like relaxed. I don't know. They just do something to the air, and they just make you feel so relaxed.
Yeah. And then you said you also got, what are those sticks that you burn?
Palo Santo sticks. So those are, they're like wood sticks, and you burn them and then just like wave them through the air like an incense, and they
just wave them through the
air. Wave them kind of like around the bad.
Get rid of all the bad ghosts vibes. And the bad energies.
Yeah. So you just wave those, and they just make the air smell good, make you feel relaxed, just like a candle.
So, and then these, like we were talking about the jars, those are your best sellers.
Yeah,
right?
Those are the best seller for sure. Would you like granola?
Yeah, I would love some.
Okay, this is one of my favorite granolas actually from the site. The brand is called More Granola. She's a Toronto girl like us, and it's salted caramel, her holiday flavor. It's so good.
Amazing.
And they're like the hugest pieces.
Yeah, you gave me one. I'm not sure which one you gave me, but I'm obsessed.
I think I gave you pecan pie. So now we're gonna have food at night.
Oh, delicious. That's okay. Like, do you have like? I know you don't want to cherry pick on some certain products, but like, what are your other favorite products? Oh my God. Okay, so do. I'll do a little like sing and dance while we're waiting for Jordan to fucking chew. You shouldn't have eaten on the podcast. Like that was rule number 1. Take some tea, drink it down.
I think the biggest piece.
But you chew. I'll talk. Once again, Jordan Kruger, Jay Krug's Breakfast Pantry. She started as a little girl in Toronto, going to the Fashion Institute in New York for 6 months, and coming home because she was homesick, and another program at, you said not Seneca, but
were you listening?
What was the other one? No, I wasn't. I'm honestly just focusing on me and how good I look and how good I sound. Centennial, and to creating Totally Oats, to turning Totally Oats into a 9,000 follower platform on Instagram, and then moving forward with Breakfast Pantry to opening up a storefront in the beautiful Stacked Market, which again, please go check it out. Breakfast Pantry, family business.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of, it wasn't meant to be that, but it sort of turned into that. Because I started in my parents' basement, actually. Do I have food in my teeth?
No, you're good.
Yeah. So I started in my parents' basement, and I turned their whole basement into a warehouse. So it kind of became a family hustle. They had no choice. They were in the house. They had to help.
And now you're in. So you're with your boyfriend, and you're in what was the old Thompson Hotel, and the new One Hotel, which I actually sold a unit in not so long ago. And I remember, I think, I don't know, when my mind's on business, my mind's on business. And I think I took an Instagram story that I was in the building and I was like staging the unit I was selling. And I don't think you talked to me for 2 weeks because I didn't come by and say hello.
This is one of my best friends since kindergarten, and you're posting in my building over and over, and you just failed to call, anything. My boyfriend, he saw you in the elevator.
Oh yeah. And I didn't even fucking think that you were there or to say hi, and I apologize. I hope that you've forgiven me. But I guess you've forgiven me enough to come on the podcast.
Yeah.
And I honestly am so thrilled to have you. You're usually so shy and quiet that I didn't think you were gonna come on, but you did. And you brought gifts. You brought oats. You brought a candle.
It's granola.
Granola, sorry, not oats. And I'm going to use that candle, and I'm going to love that candle.
Yeah, you are.
And we're going to continue.
What does it smell like? Describe it to people.
Okay, quickly, without reading. It smells like lavender and Jupiter berries, and it's delicious. And you should all get yourself one because candles make everybody feel better.
Wait,
just
what?
like listening to podcasts. And thank you for joining us, Jordan.
That's it?
You want to keep going? What else do you want to talk about?
Just getting warmed up. I'm just kidding. It's fine.
Okay. Well, listen, you'll have to come back when you're launching a new candle that's like a strawberry mimosa or something. You should do a mimosa flavored candle, and then I'll drink
really
it.
bad.
And that's it. That's Down to the Studs, episode 2 with our first studette, Jordan Kruger.
Thanks for
the
having
Breakfast
me.
Queen, the Breakfast Pantry. This is Brett Stein saying adios.
This is Jordan saying adios.